not saying, listen, R. Kelly deserves to be in fucking jail. I helped put him there. Listen, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, why use resources when you know motherfucking well that this jury is going to convict you? And when they do, you are going to get years on years on years. The man is in his 50s. He's not getting out on the first sentence until he's over 80 years old. And then he goes to Chicago, per his lawyers, to take a jury trial in another case and gets more years popped up on that.
Can I with you? What?
ACT, did you see this?
Look, if it ain't official Dana J, Levi for Kelly, Prima Donna News, I don't even want to see it. Just take the time. Look. You got some weed? Dang. You gotta get some. Alright, hurry up. These of them here, everybody here, we waiting on you.
My observation of the public is that 50% of them think he's disgusting and will not buy his music, but teeter on still liking the song. I mean, goodness knows, Your Body's Calling Me, that's a legendary song. It's just that now the body that's calling is a 12-year-old body, which is disgusting.
Lisa Van Allen took the stand. But as our Tara Molina reports, that witness wanted to be anywhere other than the courtroom.
Prosecutors disclosed Lisa Van Allen did not want to come back to court for cross-examination, and agents had to pick her up and bring her here. It's the very first thing Kelly's defense asked her about. She said that she's exhausted, and not wanting to come and not coming are very different things. It didn't cool down from there. Lisa Van Allen back on the stand for another emotional day in the R. Kelly trial. Shortly after addressing not wanting to come back a second day, Kelly's defense dove right in, asking Van Allen about a comment she made on testifying for Jane, the pivotal witness in this case, who testified to sexual abuse by Kelly starting when she was 14 years old. Van Allen and Jane both detailing a sex tape they're in with Kelly when Van Allen was 18 and believed Jane was 16 at the time. Kelly's defense asking Van Allen why she's here testifying for a person she admits she sexually abused. At that point, she broke down on the stand, sobbing. Van Allen said, "I'm not proud of that. I don't know what woman would be proud of that." Going on to say she's in court to admit her wrongdoings and hold Kelly accountable, and they're trying to make her the bad guy. Kelly's defense continuing to pick apart her testimony and what she's said on the record and under oath in the past. Remember, Van Allen testified in Kelly's 2008 trial in Cook County. The singer was acquitted. The defense making a few reveals in their line of questioning. When questioning Van Allen about the number of threesomes she had with Kelly, Van Allen was asked about a statement she made on feeling she owed them to Kelly because of sexual abuse he suffered as a child, something Van Allen said they bonded over. Also learning and questioning, Van Allen and Keith Morrell had an intimate relationship. Van Allen sent the sex tape of herself, Jane, and Kelly to Morrell to hold on to after taking it from Kelly, and the two were ultimately polygraphed and paid by Kelly and his team to get the tape back before the 2008 trial. Something we heard about from Keith Morrell himself when he was called as a witness here later this afternoon, detailing a call he got from Kelly's former business manager saying he knew he had that tape, and then talking about the deal that he made with Kelly and his team to return it.
With all the people speaking on the R. Kelly trial, I was just shocked at how people were blowing over certain tidbits of information that obviously would cast shadows of doubt. Like, for example, you had Lisa Van Allen giving all these interviews talking about she had intercourse with Rashona Landfair, but then when you get to these testimonies, Rashona never came out saying she was having a threesome with Lisa Van Allen. She did, in fact, say she was engaging with Drea Kelly. Now, that's something very interesting because this was another focal point used on Surviving R. Kelly to give credibility to some of these allegations that we've all heard about for years. The irony in that all is, how can you build a case talking about this man obstructed justice in 2008, restructure these charges to charge him with the same damn crimes, and then when the trial proceeds, the jury doesn't even believe some of the stuff that is put before them, and his manager, Daryl McDavid, and other partner, June Brown, were acquitted of obstruction. Now, as they need more time to try to figure out what they're going to do with this Chicago case, I find it very strange how nobody will go back to how all of this originated. All the allegations driven by the likes of a Michael Avenatti, and how he said this man paid off this girl, in which it was proven in court was a lie. The motivation in her changing her statements and testimonies is another topic at hand, but the point remains. As I was giving people more foundation to everything we see playing out, we now see this same individual, Michael Avenatti, coming out congratulating the likes of Alan Dershowitz, who, if you know a little bit about him, he got caught up in this Epstein scandal, just like a lot of other high-profile names that were able to hide behind R. Kelly and all of these allegations as the media puppets did what they do best. Yet what happens when more and more people realize the people they have been following have been misleading them? Maybe it's intentional, maybe it's not. But at the end of the day, clearly the information that they were being driven to put out here clearly did more damage than good. And the question I have is, what's up with this accountability? And all those people who got implicated in alleged crimes, while all these other janky-ass motherfucking people got to reconstruct this narrative they wanted us all to believe.
The question was whether or not these women were over age. And once it was determined that they were of age when they met him, we faced a host of issues. And so, like Tim said, 3 years ago when they came in my office, after he called me, I first started to strategize, how can I help? Because legally there weren't too many options. But what we had to do was destroy the narrative that's been surrounding this individual and many cases like this, that these are women that no one cares for, that these are women that no one will fight for. And so we took a outside the box approach, and we started to destroy the narrative. We had to convince men and women across the country to believe what was going on.
This is another form of the terrible decision making of her mom, and in my opinion, the unfortunate continuing allegiance to Robert. As the youngest of the group, and all I've ever known was family and community, so I operated from that space from the beginning of my career, by bringing them in to show them that it was not just about me, but about us getting this record deal that I was about to get. We were a gospel group just years prior, so me thinking about them for them was partly programmed in me, all I knew. Again, because Robert was giving the opportunity to have his own imprint record label, I introduced my sister, my brother-in-law, and my niece to Robert at CRC Studios in '97 in hopes of landing my niece a career as an artist in this industry. Not a concert, as she testified. I didn't stop there. I asked Robert to check out my brother-in-law, who played the guitar, and other family members in hopes he'd assist them with their musical careers as well. I'm saying this again. I'm saying this again to say not all that you heard yesterday from my niece is true. I don't want to hinder this legal process, I don't, but to testify that I had my niece sit on Robert's lap and rub his head and have her ask him to be her godfather is an absolute fucking lie. Another lie. Robert and I were never in a romantic relationship. Never. To show you sabotage is a highly priority within them. If Robert and I were in a romantic relationship, you and your mom was cool allowing you to start a relationship with him, again, no right answers for their actions. This journey of mine, I started with the greatest of intentions, and all I've gotten from it is hell. This is not how we were raised, and it has fucked up family names, relationships, and the death, allegedly. Enough is enough. I've endured being not believed before, so my niece's false statements don't bother me as much as her mindset and willingness to tell the lie. So this is all I'm going to say regarding her and her mother, unless I have to.
Something good